Well, hello everybody. We've got Uncle BB, Joshua, Paula, and then my chat disappeared. So y'all have to bear with me because I can only rely on the chat from the camera, and it fades in and out. So I get to reading it and it's disappearing. So since I'll be cooking live, I'll be busy over here and I won't be able to read all the chat. So y'all have to bear with me on that. But I had cut some of the first of the white CASPER eggplant, and I decided I'd do something with them today in the live because I've never cooked the white ones before. But it's going to be interesting. I think I'll like them. They're supposed to taste like mushrooms, the white ones. So that's going to be a little interesting. We'll see what we can come up with. Like always, though, I'll give people time to get into the live before I get started. My chat's disappeared, so I can't see it. And you see all my mess behind me. Yeah, we got Joshua, Uncle BB, and Paula. That's all I see in there right this moment, so. I'm going to end up making some breadcrumbs here, because we've got to do that first thing. I'm not going to make a whole lot. And as usual, I usually make them out of my Ritz crackers. I filled it so full I can't get the lid on it. Yeah, I mean, you can use any kind of breadcrumbs, panko crumbs, any kind that normally you use for a recipe. You don't have to crush Ritz crackers like I do, but usually I always have Ritz crackers on hand, so that's what I use. And something else I'm going to add to my breadcrumbs is just a few walnuts. I'm going to put probably a quarter of a cup of walnuts in there, and I'm going to chop them up as well. Now I'm kind of minimizing the recipe because I don't want to fix a ton. I only try to fix what I think I'm going to eat. How many we got in here so far? 15. And it doesn't have to be chopped up too fine after you get your walnuts in there. It's your breadcrumbs that you won't really fine, so. And I didn't quite use all of those. How many we got in here? Let me look at my screen over here. Yeah, I got my computer open, so I'm not logged in, but I can see who's in. We got Joshua, Gladys, Pellegrino. Well, welcome, We got Stylo 816, Joshua, Uncle BB, Robert Brown. Got 18 watching and only been on for 4 minutes, so that's pretty good. Yeah, it's hot and it's overcast today like it wants to rain. We got a gust of wind and I had covered up that second strawberry bed with a little tarp to kind of shade it. And it was flipped over on the ground this morning. And I said, what in the world? And part of my shade cloth on the back side is dropped down. It's come loose or ripped apart. So that had to be a really strong gust of wind to flip the whole frame and everything off of my strawberry bed and flip it over upside down on the ground and then pull the whole back side of my shade cloth down over the garden. So I'll have to go out. I can reconnect it. I'll just have to get the ladder out and get up at each pole, get high enough to reconnect it. But that's all I'll have to do. And I'll do that after the live is over. We got Tamara Aimling. Hello. How are you people doing today? Did you make that Starry Night? No, not yet. I haven't found a picture to use yet. And Jana was wanting a vintage Halloween picture of some kind. I've been looking at those. But in this dish, you can use any kind of pasta. I'm using the Barella elbows because I had them on hand. You can use the shells, any type of the pasta you would like. You could probably even use spaghetti. I don't think I've ever tried the spaghetti, but you could use spaghetti as well, spaghetti pasta. But I'm going to put about a tablespoon or so of olive oil in my pan. Like I said, we're going to do this first. I'm going to take my breadcrumbs and my walnuts that I chopped, and we're just going to roast them a little bit. Get the pan hot. I know a lot of times you do stuff like this in the oven, but it's too hot to get the oven going. So usually I just do it above on the top of the stove. Yeah, we need rain. Everything in my garden's burning up. I don't know what we'll do, but in the forecast, we don't even have a chance of rain till Friday. And that's not much of a chance. But everything in my garden is burning up. I'm trying to keep it watered the best I can. But you know how that goes when the Texas heat sets in. And with our water restrictions, I noticed they sent out a bulletin for all people that lived in town in Granbury, in the city limits. They have a stage 5 mandatory water rationing. They can do no outside watering whatsoever. Not for anything. Because they had a bunch of busted pipes. They lost a lot of water. And I don't know what other kind of problems they may have right now. But they've issued a stage 5 mandatory water rationing. Absolutely no outside watering whatsoever. So that's even worse than the rationing we've had. At least we could water 1 day a week. Okay, I'm going to put my breadcrumbs in. I'm going to put probably about 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, ground cumin. And a little bit of chili powder, ground chili powder. You can put chili flakes if you want. And we're just going to roast just going to roast them up a little bit. I probably made way too many breadcrumbs, but that's okay. You noticed I didn't wait the 30 minutes like normal. Usually I wait till a good 30 minutes to give time for people to get into the live. I'm not waiting today for some reason. I'm just jumping right in. Well, if I could see the chat, I'll talk to you. Let's see. Oh, your apartment only has a regular glass top stove? Okay. I like rain. We just don't get very much of it in Texas. We got a bunch of it, the beginning of the summer. But it's been dry and drought here now, really extremely hot and dry. Everything's trying to burn up. The grass and the weeds have burned up, so I don't have to mow. That's a good thing. Oh, we got Jeannie in here. We've got Donna Placetti. That's right. You gotta plug in that phone if you're going to update it, that's for sure. We got Jeannie Leggett in the house. Hello. I've already started cooking, y'all. I'm roasting my topping. Turn that down a little bit. I don't want my topping to burn, but I do want it a little brown. I'm going to turn that off. And we're going to put it over here in this bowl because we're not ready to use it yet, but we needed to fix it first, so. Now I'm just going to set that aside. And right now what I got to do is see if I can peel some eggplant. There's my biggest white one. And you know, eggplant, they say the smaller you pick them, the more tender they are. And they tell me, I've never eaten the white ones before, but they tell me they taste like mushrooms. And we don't have too much seed in there, so that's good. Just dropped a piece on the floor. I don't want to step on it, so I'll throw it away. Oh, and you know what? Oh. Put it in a plate, because what we're going to do is sprinkle salt. And I'm throwing my eggplant away, y'all. There's no way around it. I'm just determined I'm going to throw it away. That's the second piece I've thrown in the floor. But I got some real little ones here that don't... They say if you can get them about 5 inches long, you know, that's not very big. But they don't have real big seeds in them either. It almost still looks green. Go ahead and cut these other two, because this is all the eggplant I'm going to use, is just one of the white ones I had that I picked. And I've got one small red onion. Oh, before I forget, I'm going to put salt on these and let them sit for just a few minutes. That'll help bring out some of the moisture in them. And we'll just let those sit there until I get my onion done. I left that pan there to throw all this in, and I've been throwing the sink. Oh, I wanted to show you before I forget it. Aren't you proud of me? I found me a faucet. I found me a faucet that will fit. That'll work in the kitchen. So this week I'll probably call the plumber and get him out here to put this faucet in. And I bought a stainless steel sink several years ago to put in here, and I never got around to putting it in. But I ordered it from a mobile home manufacturing company, and they had the right size. Only it has a little, like a raised lip instead of a flat one. But when I looked at Home Depot and Lowe's for a sink, they had one that was flat and it was 32 inches wide, but it was like 22 inches from the back to the front. So the chrome part would have went way back here behind the faucets, and the faucets would have come up through the holes. But then I couldn't put a drain board or anything here because it would be in the way. So I'm gonna show him my sink that I've already bought, and I'm hoping that one will work. If so, I'm gonna have him put in my new sink and my faucet when he's here. I ordered one for the the bathroom as well, a little sink. Not a sink, a faucet. The one in there works, it's not leaking, but it looks terrible. And I said, if I can find one that'll fit it, and they're pretty much standard, I'd go ahead and order it, which I did. But it's not going to be here till like Tuesday, I think. I knew that was going to happen one of these days. Me trying to cut everything on this top of this sink. And I won't be able to do that with that other sink because it's going to have a lip on it. So I'm going to have to do some other kind of arrangements for chopping stuff. I'll just have to basically chop everything on the counter over here and not use it at the sink. That's probably enough onion. I got my sink over here full of onion that I just dropped. Put it all in the strainer, then I can pick it up. There. Now I need my garlic. Losing my garlic cloves. Cut it like this. Then it'll be easier to get it all out. Because this is a little garlic thing, and I'm going to use the whole thing. I am going to have to turn on this exhaust fan because this frying pan is starting to heat up stuff. Go ahead and turn that off because what I want to do is rinse off my eggplant. Now, if you're one of these people that would rather turn your oven on and roast these in the oven, feel free to do so. But I'm basically going to roast mine in my frying pan. I'm just getting my garlic over here. This is some of the last of the garlic that I had from the garden last year. I haven't planted any this year yet. I'm going to turn that down just a tiny bit and I'm going to put a lid on it. If I can find my lid. While I finish getting my garlic over here. Oh, that thing keeps dripping. Y'all have any idea what I'm making? Any guesses? I can't see the chat. It's disappeared. Oh, well, let me look over here. Is it a double sink? Your white dish pan close to my heart, Mom. Yeah, it's gonna be it's a double sink just like this one, only it'll be stainless instead of the Harvest Gold ceramic. I'm gonna try to chop up my garlic a little bit. Got my garlic. To turn that down a little bit more. And you know something I also forgot is my pan to go under it. This aluminum pie pan makes a world of difference as far as distributing heat. It keeps it from all going to the center. I mean, it's okay for it to get browned a little bit, but you don't want to burn it. Because if you were roasting it in the oven, it would get browned as well. Just a little bit. Oh, I still needed my knife in my oven here. Not through chopping up yet. I always do that. I jump the gun and I think I'm done chopping and I'm not. I'll put it over here. I got a couple more eggplant, but they're the dark ones. I'm not using those. But I'm substituting. You can use capers in this dish, or you can substitute with something like chopped up dill pickles or chopped up green olives. And I don't have capers because I hardly ever use them in recipes, but I do have a big jar of green olives, so I'm going to chop up green olives and substitute with it. They're already getting kind of creamy, and that's what we want them to do. We want them to get cooked soft. But I'm going to get over here and chop up some olives. And that is going to be a treat. little olives are small to begin with, you know. And these do have pimentos in them. I'm going to try to get about 1/4 of a cup of chopped olives here. Yeah, a friend of mine said, well, the thing is only 4 inches wider from the front to the back. Just cut your holes bigger. I said, I don't want to do that because my counter, I don't have that big a counter to begin with. I guess that's about two spoonfuls of 2 big tablespoonfuls of olives to make a quarter of a cup. Got to check on this. I don't want it to burn. Ah! And I don't want soap in my pan. They're almost ready for the next step. Not quite. Kind of a tedious job trying to dice up an olive. You know, they're so small. There, I got my olives. now I got some parsley over here I need to chop up. And I've already washed it. I brought it in and washed it earlier. I never can get it in a ball enough to really chop it fine. And this is parsley out of the garden. If you've got dill, that's good too. I just don't have any dill growing in my garden right now. That up there in case I need it again. Let's see. I will need my blender. Some of this so I can get to it. And something else we got to do is get our pot turned on for our pasta back there. Get that going, and I'll sit here and check the chat just a minute. See what y'all up to. I tasted olive oil before, Linda, and I love like olives. You like cooking a lot? Yeah, pretty much, because basically where I'm from, I mean, if you ate, you cooked it. I mean, there was no restaurants in my hometown. Now, when I was little and we lived in New York, we went out to eat probably once a week or so. But other than that, everything was cooked at home. And in North Carolina growing up, when I was older, like 8, 9, and above, we didn't have Hardee's and McDonald's and Burger King and all these fast food places. We didn't even have them within 15, 20 miles of where I lived. I don't even remember when they put the first Hardee's in. But there was no place, and there's Ken. Hey, Ken. There was no place to go through a drive-thru and pick up a burger and fries. I mean, you just didn't do that. If you got anything to eat, it was cooked at home, unless you drove at least a half hour or further to Wilmington to go to a restaurant to eat, because they didn't have what everybody calls fast food back then. There was no McDonald's. None of those places were. I've never even heard of any of those back then. So you cooked it all at home. So I grew up learning to cook, and when I first got married, everything we ate, I cooked. If I didn't cook, we didn't eat unless we ate a sandwich. Joshua said he wished he was at my house so he could eat. Well, I wish you were too. And there's Pat Watson. Hello. You've been locked out. How come? I sure didn't lock you out. And there's Ashley Chapman, Martha Medina. Hello, everybody. I'm sorry I haven't been talking to everybody because, I've been up here at the stove cooking, so. And I think this is done. Woo. Get over here and plug this in. Somebody asked me why I was always plugging in my coffee pot, and this is why, is because I'm always moving stuff around, and I have to unplug the coffee pot, and usually I just move the coffee pot out of the way. I didn't move it this time. But what we're going to do now is just put our eggplant and our onions and garlic right in the blender if I don't drop it all in the floor. And I may have to put a little bit of olive oil in there or something. Oh, I know. I've got lemon juice I've got to put in there. About 2 tablespoons of lemon, no, teaspoons, not tablespoons. I'm going to put about a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, or maybe 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce in there. And I'm going to put just a little bit more olive oil, maybe a tablespoon or so. Not much, because we don't want it oily. Oh, come on. And I can already see I'll have to put a little bit of pasta water in there in a minute, because it's a little bit too thick. But we'll leave it for right now. Get this out of the way. And see, I got way too many breadcrumbs, but that's all right. That is all right. I'm gonna salt my pasta water just a little. You know, I could bring that to the front. That way I don't have to reach all the way back there. And I'm not cooking this whole pot. Like I said, I've reduced down this recipe that I make this by quite a bit, because I'm not cooking for 6 or 8 people. But I did make too many breadcrumbs. But hey, I'll mix it in with it and it'll be even better. My poor pans catch the devil in my house. That burner, I mean that faucet just runs and runs and runs on it. I think I got it turned off and I don't. Okay, I'm probably going to put about 1/4 of that box in there. That's going to be plenty. That was only like 3 handfuls. But like I said, I should wait till that's cooked a little bit. I always want to jump the gun because I get in a rush and I want things done in a hurry. And I shouldn't be that way. But you see, I still got my little sock here with my other, I've got 2 little garlic bulbs in there. How I keep my garlic when I save it out of the garden. That way it gets plenty of air. Whew. Oh, let me check the chat again. Linda, can you freeze breadcrumbs? Yeah, you sure can. Or you can take your stale bread and put it in a baggie and freeze it. And then you can take that bread out and thaw it out and turn it into your breadcrumbs when you get ready to use it. That way you don't lose your bread, you know, you don't let it mold or anything. Oh, you like pot stickers, Joshua? I do too, but I very seldom fix them. Olives are goddess food. Yeah, I love green olives. Oh, the streaming system did it. They locked you out. Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad you got back in. Remember, I cut most of my recipes down that I use. Now, if I was cooking for my family that still lived at home, I would have fixed the full recipe the way I normally make it. But I've cut it down considerably because, I just want enough food for me. I got these plastic things that they hook on your shirt for when you hang your blouse on the hanger to keep it from sliding off. And every once in a while they get up here to the top and it tickles my neck. And I'm always fidgeting with it to get them back under there. And I'm going to go ahead and get just a little bit of that water. Not much to go in that. I think that's good enough. I can go ahead and put that back in my pan. See how creamy it is? see why I grabbed this little bullet, because a lot of times I'm not blending up a large quantity of stuff. And also, you can use the finely grated Parmesan cheese, or what did I do with mine? Oh, here it is. I've got some shredded Parmesan that I'm going to use. And you know what? I'm going to put just a little bit more water in here. I don't want it like butter. I want it a little bit loose. I don't want it too thick. I may even put a little bit more. I didn't want the noodles. I got 2 noodles in this thing. And I'm going to add just a little bit of Parmesan cheese. You know what, though? I want to do a taste test first. See if it needs anything. Oh my gosh, that's so good. It don't even need the cheese. But I'm going to put some Parmesan in there too. That was about 1/4 of a cup of Parmesan. I'll need this. Turn that on. On a really low. Mixing in my cheese. And you're actually supposed to let the eggplant sit with salt on it for about 20 minutes. It's supposed to keep it from being bitter. But I found if you peel your eggplant, it's not going to be bitter anyway. I didn't peel these because they were so little. But if you peel your eggplant, the peeling is where the bitterness is, I found. So if you peel it, you don't have to put salt on it to get that out of it. So I want to put just a little bit of the parsley in there. I'm going to put all of my olives in there. All the colors with the olives and the pimentos out of the olives and the parsley makes it interesting. And as I said, you can keep adding pasta water until it gets to the thickness that you want your sauce. Now, instead of adding the Parmesan into the sauce, you could have just sprinkled it on top of your sauce when you served it over your noodles. It's just your preference. I'd rather put it in there, especially since I only had a little bit of it. And I'm going to turn that off. Check on my noodles. Because I think they're done. Yeah, they're done. I always tell people, don't try that at home. I think the first time I tried doing that, I lost half of my pasta in the sink because my pot slipped or the lid slipped or something because of the heat. But you learn over time how to do that, so you don't end up losing part of your pasta. And to serve, just put it right over your pasta noodles. And see, even cutting this recipe way down, I've got plenty of sauce. Plenty of sauce. And I'm going to put a little bit of my parsley on top. If you have dill, that will work as well. But there you go. There is my eggplant sauce with pasta. No tomatoes involved, y'all. No tomatoes involved. Oh, I forgot to put my breadcrumbs on. And I put my... You want to put a good heaping amount of your breadcrumbs on. And then you put your either your dill or your parsley on top of that. Y'all didn't tell me I forgot my breadcrumbs. And I was so careful that I especially made those. But there you go. We got eggplant sauce with pasta with breadcrumb topping and chopped parsley. Like I said, you can use dill if you prefer fresh dill. I don't have dill growing in my garden this year, so I didn't have any fresh dill to use. So, let's give this a taste test, y'all. Dear Lord, bless this food I'm about to eat. Bless all my viewers and my YouTube subscribers and all my family and friends. Bless everybody out there that needs prayer. Amen. Got to get some of those breadcrumbs on there. Oh my goodness. Y'all take the first bite. Open wide. Mmm. That's a winning dish, y'all. And that little bit of walnut in the breadcrumbs is so good. Mmm. It's a winner, y'all. It is a winner. I'm lowering the camera so I can get over here and chat with y'all. Sit down here a minute and get off my feet. My poor eyes, will they not ever stop swelling up on me? It is delicious, Jeannie. Y'all need to try it. It doesn't take much eggplant at all. You saw what I used. I used 4 little bitty eggplants. A couple of them were only like 4 or 5 inches long, and they were so skinny. But remember, if you don't want your eggplant to have any bitterness, peel it. I didn't peel these because they were so young that the peeling was real tender anyway. And it has just a tiny, tiny bit of bitterness, not much at all. But if you do peel your eggplant, if they're bigger than this, it won't be bitter at all. I want to go over there and eat it, but I don't want to eat in front of y'all. I mean, I don't mind doing the taste test and giving y'all a bite, but, you know. It's just something different to come up with for an eggplant dish, you know. I know everybody, when you think of eggplant, you think of eggplant parmesan or roasted eggplant. But this is something you can fix, and you can do it on top of the stove. You know, when they call for a roasted eggplant in a recipe, always remember, you don't have to roast it in the oven. You can put it in a pan and do the same thing in a frying pan on top of the stove, and it'd be a lot less heat. You don't mind? Oh, I got plenty of breadcrumbs over there I can use for another recipe, that's for sure. I know most of the time this is a real good dish to make the homemade it's like a pasta, but they call it something else and I can't remember the name of it. Where you make your own little pastas from scratch, but I'm not that I'm not that initiative to go ahead and make each little pasta shell by myself. This is really good. And I think that little bit of fresh dill would have probably put it over the top, only I didn't have fresh dill. If you're ready to eat, go ahead. We won't be offended. It is real good. I mean, y'all look at that. Don't that look good? My hand's shaking. I just don't like to eat in front of you. I can always heat it up. I put a little bit of salt in the water where I boiled the macaroni noodles, the pasta, Linda. So yeah, I did salt the macaroni. You're still waiting for the chicken and noodles with the yellow. You know, I forgot about that, Linda Miller. And nice Omi, hello from Germany. No, you're in the conversation, Naomi. You just missed all the cooking. You'll have to watch the replay of the live to see what I did. But you're not too late to come in and chat with everybody. It is really good. Everybody said say hello to Nice Omi from Germany. She thought she was too late to even join the chat. Everybody say hello to her so she'll know that she's in the live chat. And I don't need to talk with my mouth full. Yeah, all the sinks at Home Depot and Lowe's, you know, they're not made for mobile homes. So they're made bigger. They make them bigger for the bigger homes. She came in right at eating time. Another thing good in the topping, you know, in the breadcrumbs, if you mix in a little bit of grated Parmesan, if it's grated real fine, just mix in a little bit of that with your breadcrumbs. That gives it a good taste too. But this is what I fixed today, Nice Omi from Germany. Eggplant sauce with pasta and breadcrumb topping. And then y'all have to sit and watch me eat. I don't like eating in front of everybody. I think I needed more olives in there. I can't even taste my olives. I'm not usually bothered with bugs on my phone or computer. But I know how to get rid of them if I do. I slept wonderful last night. I didn't even want to get up this morning. I just wanted to keep right on sleeping. Yes, you can substitute eggplant for, you can substitute zucchini, yellow squash, white squash, any of that to make the sauce if you don't have eggplant. Any of it will work. Me too, Gladys. I love pasta, period. Well, I love you coming into my lives, Lynn, and watching my videos. You get all kind of updates on your phone and your computer all the time. But the update shouldn't bother your computer or your phone. It shouldn't cause a problem. Well, good, Pat. She says she loves squash and pasta. I understand now it's time to talk with humor. It's getting so hot, I don't know what it's going to do to my eggplant. You know, eggplant needs lots of water to grow properly. And when you don't keep them watered real good, or they're not in the ground where they get a lot of water, they don't grow as good. But my eggplant that I've got in the totes get more water because of the water reservoirs in the bottom of the tote. So I'm hoping they'll still produce pretty good. I have no idea, Joshua. I have no idea when Apple does anything. How long does it take to produce one? I have no idea. I don't do updates. I mean, I don't program updates. I just let them update on my phone or my computer as needed. And see, I don't usually buy Apple products, so I don't know how often they do anything. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get out there and stake down the top of the canopy that goes over that raised bed for the strawberries. It didn't bother the other one, but the one that's only covered like a little over halfway, I guess the air got up under it and just flipped it right up. I'm gonna have to put some stakes down to secure it, I guess. Keep the wind from blowing it up. It's the first time you're using your iPad, Joshua? I try to keep it turned off. I've never tried chopped dill pickles in this recipe, but I can see where you could substitute the capers for, or substitute the dill pickles, chopped up dill pickles for capers, because in eating it and then chewing into the olives, the green olives, they almost taste like a dill pickle in the sauce. So I could see where you could use the olives or the dill pickles chopped up. It's a different kind of sauce, but it is really good. Y'all will have to try it. But I would use fresh dill if you got to buy it. If I was going to go buy it, I would have bought the dill and not the parsley. But I had parsley in the, the garden anyway, so I just went out there and got some parsley. I wish I'd have had dill to go on it. It would have been a lot better, probably. I don't know, Joshua. I don't know how much Gladys might know about computer stuff. You'll have to ask her. Well, I didn't get to talk to y'all at the beginning of the live. What have y'all been up to today so far? Other than just maybe going to church or cooking. I got nuts in my teeth now. You've been hooked on frozen pineapple chunks? Well, pineapple's good. But those walnuts chopped up and put in the breadcrumbs topping, that's pretty awesome. Usually you don't see walnuts in a breadcrumb topping like that. But it makes it a lot better. It's interesting, put it that way. I need to come up with a recipe for pineapple chunks. I mean, I've done pineapple upside down cakes. I've done pineapple upside down cupcakes. But I need to come up with something else, some other type of dessert. Maybe some type of a fruit salad mixed with whipped topping or something. I don't know. Kind of like ambrosia, but not ambrosia. Yeah, I might think of that next time I go shopping. I don't have any room to put any more food items right now until I use up some of what I got. And then maybe we might come up with a pineapple fruit salad or something to use with pineapple. Well, I did use my pineapple slice and that pineapple juice that I saved out of that can from that time when I opened a can of pineapple. Well, I made the upside down pineapple cupcakes. I saved the juice and a slice of pineapple. I did put that in a health drink. I mixed, I don't remember what. I put watermelon and some other kind of fruit with that pineapple juice and that pineapple slice, and I put a handful of greens in there. It was pretty good. I try to drink that type of a drink quite often. I don't do it every single day, but I try to drink one pretty often because they're so healthy for you. Candied carrots. Yeah, I might could do that because I've still got carrots that I need to pull out of the garden. That'll be an idea. But you probably have to put those in the oven, don't you, Jenny? Candied carrots, do you not cook those in the oven? I've never cooked candied carrots, but it sounds good. On top of the stove, okay. Well, I'll see what I can come up with. Making chili and watching you, Lynn. You got a new tiny kitten. Oh, how sweet. What color's your kitten? What type of cat is it? I haven't made chili in a while. When it's a slow Sunday you want to eat. Me too. I kind of catch up on YouTube videos, and that is if I get my own video done. I try not to do too much on a Sunday other than go live, and because like the video that I posted this morning, I did that one yesterday. Well, my fur babies, they're not kittens anymore, but I love them just the same. They're just bigger kittens, that's all. They're more of an armful. I got to glancing behind me at my curtains, and I really need to get me some new curtains, but I can't find what I'm looking for. And my son told me one time, he said, Mom, you ever going to buy you some new curtains? I said, one day when I find the curtains that I want. I said, I guess they don't make what I want anymore. I wouldn't mind having the blackout curtains, but I can't find them in the color that I'd want. I was thinking of a turquoise, the color that I've got in the bedroom. My new curtains in my bedroom are turquoise blackout curtains, even though I keep one curtain completely open. Yep, we sure do, nice Omi. I think we get more relaxed with life as we get older because we realize a lot of the stuff that we worried about before doesn't really matter. So many people put so much stock in the big fancy house, the big fancy car, tons of money in the bank account. They put up appearances for the neighbors. You got to be better than the neighbor. I don't worry about any of that. I don't think I ever worried about that. I'm not in competition with my neighbors. I mean, I'm not down in people with nice homes and nice houses. I mean, my son's got a nice home. He's got nice cars. My daughter has a beautiful home, nice cars, in a real ritzy neighborhood. And that's fine. If you can afford it, more power to you. I just have never been able to afford the lifestyle that I would like to have. I tell everybody that I'm too rich for myself. I can't afford myself, y'all. Oh, he's a tuxedo, black and white. He's now 2.5 pounds. I bet he's pretty. Yeah, all of them. Even the grown cats are adorable. The kittens are cute, just like babies. Well, thank you, Naomi. You know, if you can live and enjoy your life, enjoy your family, spend time with family, and just be happy, that's success right there to me. Because all the worldly things, when you die, you don't take any of that with you. It's gone. You die just the way you came into this world with nothing. And what you do in between those times, in between the time you're born and the time you die, is the most important, because you need to live, be happy, enjoy life. You know, just do it in a way that you're not hurting anyone, you're not doing anything illegal, but don't stress life. I mean, when people get in the groove of thinking they've got to top what the neighbor's got, or be better than the neighbor, or they put too much emphasis on the dollar signs, that's not good living right there. That's stressful living. That's what brings on heart attacks and all kind of health problems. And you're not happy doing that either. That's where that old saying comes in: slow down and smell the roses. You know, that means slow down and enjoy life. Don't stress the unimportant stuff. If you got a decent roof over your head, you got a decent car to drive, you got decent clothes to wear, you got decent food to eat, be happy. I mean, I've always wanted a real nice home and all that, but at my age now, I know that's not going to happen, and I don't worry about it. You know, I'm just going to be happy with what time I've got left, the way I am. I mean, my son told me one time, even when I was going through the cancer scare that I had, he said, "Mom," he said, "I guess you came through all that as well as you did because you don't seem to stress about it. You had a good attitude with everything. You always have a good attitude." And I said, "Well, that's life with me. I look at life with a good attitude, because I know I can look at it with a bad attitude. I could stress over everything, and I'm not hurting anybody but myself. And it's definitely not going to make me happy." And it made me think of Anthony. He's got such a big house, he don't know what to do with himself in it. And hey, I congratulate him for it. If I could afford something like that, whoopee to me. But I can't afford it, so I don't worry about it. I just live life every day and try to be happy. Take one day at a time and be happy with what I've got. Donna said, "There's a peaceful, easy feeling about me now that I never had." Yeah. As you get older, you learn that kind of stuff. You learn that it's not the dollar signs that matter. It's not the $1 million home that matters. It's not the $1 million car that matters. It's your friends, your family. It's being happy that matters. Who you're with is what matters. I mean, it's not the fancy house that makes a home. You can live in a rundown cabin and be a family of 6 in a 3-bedroom cabin and be happy. On the other hand, you can live in a $1 million mansion and there could be 3 of you there, have plenty of room, fancy clothes, everything else, and be so unhappy with yourself you can't stand it. I don't know. He hasn't showed up today that I've seen. I haven't seen him in the live today. He may be working, or he's probably busy. I saw Uncle BB in here earlier. We may have lost him too. I don't know. I was so busy cooking I couldn't tell who was in here and who wasn't. But yeah, Uncle BB was here when we first started. Oh my goodness, Tamara said my brother-in-law trimmed my lilacs and hydrangeas within an inch of their lives. 10 years ago, I may have been angry. What can I do? Have him glue them back on? Oh, I'm laughing because I think it's funny, but I know you were feared. Oh, I'd be ready to strangle him. But you know, it doesn't hurt to trim them back real low occasionally. You don't want to do it all the time. But when you trim them back, give them a real good trimming like that, it makes the bush come back thicker and a lot healthier than it was before. So maybe that's what'll happen with your hydrangeas. I don't know about the lilacs. But one time when I was home, that my mom's bushes had got so big around her house that were up against the house that the ants were coming up her hydrangea bush, and it was the part of the limbs were leaning on the house, and the ants were going up the leaves and getting on the house and going in her kitchen window. And she couldn't get rid of the ants and coming in her kitchen, and she couldn't understand why. And she had been talking about that she tripped on the back step. Well, I went back to the back step and looked, and it was because her hydrangea bushes on each side of the steps were overgrown so much that the limbs were like over onto the steps on each side. And that's what tripped her. It was the hydrangea bush. It was not the steps. So I told her, I said, well, Mom, I need to trim those bushes because that's why you're tripping. So I give them a good trimming. And guess what? I saw that's where the ants were coming up to getting into her kitchen window. And you know what? Once I trimmed the bush, that hydrangea bush under her kitchen window, the ants disappeared because they didn't have another route to come in and go in there like they had been going. She said, I can't believe it. The ants are gone. I said, that's because I've cut off their road getting to the window. I told her, I said, remember after this, I said, if you have a problem with ants getting in the kitchen at your sink at the window, it's because they're climbing up the hydrangea bush, and when the leaves are against the house, they're getting off the leaf on the house, and then they're going in the window. I said, just have somebody come out here and trim it up. And I said, you won't have the ants coming in. Have you checked to see if you have sleep apnea? No, I know I don't. My not sleeping has nothing to do with sleep apnea. I know why I don't sleep. There's just nothing I can do about it. And I'm not going into detail about it, so. Yeah, I wouldn't dare tell the doctor about me not sleeping because they'd end up giving me so many different pills and this, that, and the other, wanting me to sleep that, no, I'm not taking all that garbage either. So, and a lot of times the stuff they give you don't work anyway, so. It was just the other night, Joshua, I was flipping through TikTok, you know, going through some of the posts that were on there, and I came across this parade, and I started watching it, and I realized that's Disney, the Disneyland Starlight Parade, the new one. So I watched it, and I watched the fireworks at the end. It was pretty awesome. It was an awesome parade. You say that because of the coughing. My coughing is from allergies. And sometimes from my neck surgery and injury. Sometimes even if I... even if it's not allergy, sometimes depending on what nerves are pinched in the vertebrae in my neck at different times, it'll cause a little fluttering to go on in my throat, and I'll start coughing from that. And that is aggravating because I know I'm not sick, it's not allergies, but I got this little tickle going on, and it's all from the pinched nerves. And that's why it doesn't happen all the time, because they're not pinched all the time. Yeah, most of my coughing is from pure allergies. I have got mushrooms everywhere around here now. You know, from where it rained so much, I had mushrooms popping up everywhere. And now they're up, but they've dried, and they're breaking apart, and they're all getting in the air. And I'm allergic to the mushrooms as well. You know, when that's stirred up in the air and I'm breathing it, oh, it drives my allergies crazy. That's another reason my eyes are so bad right now. We got bad mushrooms in the air. Mushroom dust. No, I don't think I saw the Blue Fairy, but I saw, because the parade was already going on when I started watching it. So I don't know how much of it I missed. But what I did see was pretty awesome. It was last week sometime. Well, it was the night when I mentioned it to you before, Joshua. Whatever day that was, I mentioned it to you, or night I mentioned it to you. It was the previous day that I saw it. And I don't remember when that was. It had to be, what was it, Thursday? Or, I don't remember. It might have been Thursday's live that I told you that. And if that was the case, it was Wednesday when I saw the parade on TikTok. Yeah, I got to get out there and get that shade cloth, the two corners of it put back up. And one of it, it looked like the tie wrap just cut. Evidently the wind was blowing so hard that it just whipped it just right that the tie wrap split. Because you know, usually when you put a tie wrap on something, it holds it pretty good. And the other corner came loose. One of the eyelet things in the top itself came out. But it won't be that difficult to get it put back up. I just need to get out there and get the ladder out of the shed and take a couple of tie wraps out there and put it back up. It's not going to be a big deal. I think they moved along pretty fast, Joshua. I mean, they weren't real slow. They moved around pretty fast. And I love the music that was with it all. Yeah, I tried to find Anthony, because didn't he say he was going live after mine or something? And I tried to find it, but evidently he didn't go live or anything, because I never could find a live that he put up that day. Yeah, well, you know, like I said, Tamara, those lilacs and the hydrangeas will grow back before you know it. And they'll probably be thicker and prettier than ever. There's also a soundtrack to it, Linda. I like hearing it. Huh? I got a mess in my kitchen, y'all. Why don't the maid come and just clean it all up for me? Yeah, I can see that happening. I'll be over there washing all that stuff up in a little bit. Well, y'all, we've been on here for almost 2 hours. I got started real early with the cooking. I probably would still be cooking now if I had waited the 30 minutes like I normally do. Like I said, it was like Christmas. I mean, they had all different color lights on all of the floats. You know, all the floats were different, but they were all lit up. I mean, there's no way I can describe each one because I don't remember what each one looked like. I haven't seen Jana today. Did Jana come in today? I don't remember seeing her. Naomi said she sometimes travels to North Carolina in the U.S. for work. How far is that from where you live? I'm originally from North Carolina, Naomi. And there's a vegan menu. Yeah, Naomi, I'm originally from North Carolina, right along the East Coast. A little town called Atkinson, right close to Wilmington, North Carolina, the port city. I live in Texas now, though. But that's 1,200 miles away from where I'm at right now. Because when I drive home, it takes me a good 2 days to get home because it's 1,200 miles. That's a good long drive. What part of North Carolina do you go when you visit North Carolina for work? Hello, vegan menu. What have you been up to today? Same old stuff. I don't know where Naomi is. She hadn't replied to. I asked her where in North Carolina she goes when she goes there for work. I wonder if it's anywhere close to where I'm from. It's probably on the. And there's Kathy Clark from Sumter, South Carolina. Welcome, Kathy. We got people in chat from everywhere. Germany, South Carolina, Connecticut, Florida. Welcome in, Kathy. There's Uncle BB, New York. I knew Uncle BB was here earlier. I didn't know if you were still here or not. But I was wondering what part of North Carolina that Naomi goes to when she comes to the United States for work. Wonder if it's anywhere close to where my hometown is. I used to love the Peter Pan movies, Joshua. I watched them all the time. I made a BLT, but I made it with a smaller one. But you know what? I've got two more. Thought I had two more. I've still got this tomato, so it's waiting to be turned into a BLT. But I made one with a smaller one. And I've got another ripe one out there now that I need to go pick. I thought I got it when I got the eggplant earlier, but I guess I forgot to get the other tomato. But yeah, I've got another big ripe tomato out there I need to pick before the bugs get to it, or it gets so ripe that it falls off the vine. Because, you know, it's getting so hot, my tomatoes are going to slow down in production till the weather cools off some. Uncle BB said, Linda, even when I'm not here, you're in my thoughts and prayers. Well, thank you so much. I don't know. I've not made this particular sauce with the purple one or the black eggplant, but it probably tastes real similar. I mean, the white ones taste like mushrooms. They have a mushroom nutty taste. And the purple ones pretty much do too. So it would work with either one. You could use the purple or the white eggplant. You can use yellow squash, zucchini, any of the squashes to make the sauce. Here's what I cooked, and I didn't eat it all because I was busy talking with everybody. It was eggplant sauce served on a bed of pasta with walnuts and breadcrumb topping. It's really good. And I'll just pop this in the microwave later and heat it up, and I'll eat it. Yeah, I used those white eggplants I had and made this eggplant sauce to go on pasta. It's really good. And there's no tomatoes in it at all. The tomato you picked was a county fair contender. You know, when I last checked, I had like 10,000 and 10,000 over 400 subscribers. But where are they when I go live? They don't all come to my lives. If I had 10,000 people in my chat right now, I could make a little bit of money on YouTube. They scatter like rats. I don't know what you're talking about, Uncle BB. What scatters like rats? I missed something in the comments, I guess. When you were younger, you were an Android user. Now you can't believe you got an iPad. Oh, well. Things happen, Joshua. Oh, the subscribers. I know. I've got over 10,400 and some odd subscribers. And I've only got 38 in live chat right now. And I only get like 1,000 or a little over 1,000 on a lot of my videos. Some of them I don't even get 1,000 views on. So I'm wondering, where's my 10,000 subscribers? The same thing might have happened to them that happened to some of them. Oh, same thing might have happened to them that happened to me. Oh, that where you got blocked? I don't know why they would be blocked from my channel, though. You had to set up a whole new account. Wow. Because, I mean, if there's people blocked from my channel, that would make me think I've got some renegade moderators, or I've had some renegade moderators in my lives that have been blocking people on me or something, or putting them in as hidden users or something like that. That wouldn't be good at all. But that's terrible. You had to set up a whole new account because you were blocked. Well, I looked through my blocked subscribers in my section of YouTube to make sure that there's no one being blocked that should not be blocked. But so far, I've really not seen any people that are blocked except the trolls that come in. And then, you know, you can recognize their names right away. Well, if I go vertical, I get tons more viewers. But they're not logged in, and I don't get paid for their views. Like one of my lives, I got over 5,000 views on that live, and I didn't get paid for even half of those views because they weren't logged into YouTube or anything. They probably, I don't know where they saw it. But you get a lot of views, but you don't get paid any on them. I'm glad I was able to start going back horizontal like I'm going, because I made more money off of my lives and my videos doing them horizontal than I ever did going vertical. You get more views, but like I said, you don't get paid on them. I think that the subscriber has to be logged in to YouTube and watching your video to be paid on your video. Like I'm on my laptop reading the chat right now because I can't really see it up here on the camera. It fades in and out. But I'm not logged in, but I can still view the video and I can still see the chat. I just can't comment in the chat because I'm not logged in. But anybody that does that, watching my videos, I don't get paid on it. You know, they got to be physically logged into YouTube, and then you get paid on that view. Because I guess that's the way that YouTube can count the views. I don't know. They got to be logged in. Well, a good thing you're not blocked, Joshua. Yes, Sandra, I can see you. Sandra McCormick's in the house. What are you cooking, Sandra? I'm glad you love watching me. Where do you visit when you visit North Carolina, Naomi? I don't think you ever commented. Or if you did, I missed it. Sure, Gladys, what's your funny riddle for the day? See if I have the answer for it. Oh, you're making homemade green beans for later, and dinner is taco salad bowls. Oh, that sounds good. Uncle BB says, I come for three things. You, your kitchen, and fur babies. Fur babies are sleeping right now. They're laying in the shade, sound asleep. But they're always usually in most of my videos. You know, when I'm outside, my fur babies are always in the videos. Newbern, okay. Yeah, that's a good ways away from where I'm from, because I'm from right on the coastline. I used to work in Wilmington when I lived at home, because my hometown is just like 20 miles from Wilmington. Have you ever been in the Wilmington area, Naomi? What did the baby banana say to its mother? Oh my God, I haven't got a clue. Did the baby banana say to its mother? I don't know. No, I don't wear glasses, Joshua. I never did growing up, and then later in life I did wear glasses, but then I started getting cataracts on my eyes, and they said the glasses wouldn't do any good, so I ended up with surgery on both eyes. And now I don't need glasses for anything. I love you a bunch. That might be what a baby banana says to the mama. I love you a bunch. But I bet that's not the answer. No, I don't have to wear glasses at all now, Joshua. I don't have to wear them for reading or driving or anything. Tell us, Gladys, already. I'm dying to see what your answer is. My dad wears glasses. He does play games on his computer. He has two computer monitors on one computer. And I think my son does now too, his home computer. They got two monitors on the one computer. But you know, on most of these newer computers, you can do a split screen where you can have two different things up on the screen at one time. So you don't need two monitors. You can have both of them on the same monitor. I'm not peeling good. Oh my goodness. I knew it was something corny like that. Yeah, I'm kind of anxious to get this up. And maybe my faucet won't leak anymore. The handles are a little bit different. They're not round glass ones, or the plastic ones. They're the metal. And I thought about getting one that come up and over like this. But the only one they had like that had a sprayer. And I didn't want one. I can't use one with a sprayer because I don't have a sprayer. And I didn't want to cut another hole for a sprayer. I hope I'll like that with the metal handles like that instead of the rounded ones. But I'm sure they put the rounded ones on everything in the house when they built it because of space, because the round ones don't take up as much space as the little lever type. But we'll try it. We'll see what happens with it. Well, y'all, we've hit 2 hours and 8 minutes. So I think I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to clean up my mess in the kitchen so I can get out there and get my ladder out of the shed and put my shade cloth back up at the back corners. You have a large 65-inch TV in the living room. My dad watches movies on it sometimes. My son has the big screen, like takes up the whole wall. And he told me I should get one, but I said, well, that would take up my whole living room. I mean, I've got an entertainment center there. I guess I could get rid of the entertainment center and put a lower cabinet or something and put a big screen there. Maybe the next TV I get, I'll get rid of this entertainment center and I'll put a big screen in. I've only got a 32-inch over there. But you know, I don't hardly ever watch the actual TV. I'm always over here watching movies and different things on my laptop screen. I'm sitting right here at the kitchen table watching movies. Yeah, I got to get a ladder, Donna, because I'm not tall enough to get up where I need to hook the ends of the shade cloth to. I have to get my ladder out to get up on the top to where I can hook the corners of the shade cloth back up. It's only going to take me a minute or two. It's just getting out there doing it. You know what I saw today? 2 black feathers. Where did you see 2 black feathers at? What kind of birds were they with black feathers, I wonder? We have that TV for 2 years now. Yeah, the next one I get, because they got so many of these flat screen TVs that are so low price now, the bigger ones, you know. I mean, I wouldn't want one too awfully big, but I guess if I keep the entertainment center there, I could put a big screen TV in the same spot. I might even be able to cut off that entertainment center, take the top section off of it, and keep the bottom section as the table top or the TV table and just set it on that. I don't know. I'll have to check it. Because we put that together years ago when I bought it. My son picked it out. I picked out a smaller one that wouldn't go over into the window, and he liked the bigger one. So he said, I'm not helping you get it home if you don't get the big one. So I got the big one. And we had to put it together. So I think, if I remember right, you can take that top section off and just leave the little cabinet with the shelf at the top, or the top of the cabinet to set the TV on. And that would be perfect probably for a big screen. I don't know, it's like 50, 60 inches, something like that. It's one of the big ones. I don't know. I don't remember how many inches it was. Donna said no for Linda. Yeah, I've got a 32-inch Roku smart TV. I've had it since, I've had it for quite a few years now. I bought it at the Same Black Friday sale that I bought my phone at. In fact, this year I said I'd wait to see what kind of Black Friday deals they have for phones. And if they've got a really good Android phone to upgrade from what I've got, then I may get a new phone. Or I may just get a tablet. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But shoot, you can get big screen TVs now for what I paid almost for my 32-inch several years ago. Your dad watched National Lampoon's Vacation last night. That's a crazy movie. Get a tablet. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting one because I like the camera on this one. It takes a good picture. You know, I think it does a good video. I had already bought a tablet, but I didn't like the camera on it, so I sent it back. But it was a great little tablet if it would have just had a really good camera on it. So we'll see. I mean, my house is turning into looking like a workshop. I got so much stuff in the kitchen, computerized, tripods, you name it, for my videos, that it's ridiculous. And then when I do any of my plaques, you know, I've got even more stuff in here. I mean, it looks like a workshop now, especially in a couple of my rooms. And I don't like it. I don't like my bedrooms being cluttered with stuff that I can't put anywhere else. My house never used to be that way. I never had clutter in my house. Not until I started YouTube. And when I start YouTube videos, I need so much stuff around. I need so much stuff for the garden. Oh, it's ridiculous. Linda Miller says, I would never have anything smaller than a 58-inch. I love it. It's like having company over. Less than 400. I know. You can get a big screen TV for like $358, something like that. I know when I was looking at the prices on a bunch of them, I said, man, I can't believe it. I could buy a big screen TV for what I paid for my 32-inch. It doesn't seem cluttered at all. Well, good. I don't want it to look too cluttered. I mean, and I've got so much, like the new food processor, the new mixer, the new Am Chef cooker. I've got a ice maker, a separate ice maker that was given to me from my son and his wife a few years ago for Christmas. And I've tried it out, but I've never really used it. I usually keep ice trays up in my freezer. And I like the bigger ice tray, you know. I mean, the ice cube, because it doesn't melt as fast. Now, some things I would use the smaller ice cube. You know, the little ice chips or whatever this ice maker makes. But so far, I haven't needed to use it, so I don't make ice with it usually. And then I got the dehydrator. Oh, which is outside, y'all. You want? Let's go check the dehydrator, because I forgot about it yesterday and I didn't check it, and I haven't checked it today. I put it out there on the table full of basil, and I bet it's dried to a crisp right now. Let's go see. I'll take y'all with me, because it probably needs to be unplugged. If I can get my door unlocked to get out. Because basil is one thing that I cannot keep in the house to dehydrate. it smells up the house so bad. I mean, I don't mind smelling from the smell of it, but my allergies can't handle it. It makes me sick. There's the dehydrator full of basil. It's almost ready, but you know, I had it pretty full. And it was wet when I put it in there, so it had to dry it off first and then start dehydrating it. So, but yeah, it's about ready to take in the house. And yeah, I'm going to show you the fur babies. Y'all were asking about, about the fur babies. There they are. So we're right here. We don't go nowhere. They like this side of the house because it's in the shade, and the concrete being in the shade makes it cooler. Where you going, little buddy? He usually likes to get up on the house. I mean, on the car. Look at that. You can tell the wind blew pretty hard. It's covered my sidewalk with all these leaves. And I guess I slept through it because I didn't hear the wind blowing. And Lucky just don't care about anything. Whew. And I finally got sweet potato slips rooted, but I think it's going to be way too late to plant them. I don't know if they'll have time to produce potatoes between now and the time it gets too cold. And usually the sweet potatoes don't like the real extreme hot weather here in Texas. The vines burn up. So I don't know. Oh, it feels so much better in here. So much cooler. But I'm glad I thought about that dehydrator. It's been out there for 2 days. Well, y'all, I need to get off of here. I need to clean up the kitchen. I need to get out there and get the ladder out and fix up the corner of that shade cloth and hope we don't get another high wind like that. I mean, that evidently is why it was so cloudy looking when I got up this morning. And it was overcast like it wanted to rain. We had something that come through before daylight this morning that had a strong wind with it, that blew all those leaves on the walk and pulled the tarp corners loose of the shade cloth and flipped the strawberry bed shade cloth completely. It didn't take the shade cloth off. It just took the whole frame that it was attached to and flipped it upside down. I first looked out there and I said, what? That don't look right. The shade cloth is not over the raised bed. And then I got looking closer and I said, the whole frame is not over it. The whole thing was flipped upside down and it was sitting over there beside it. So all I had to do was pick up the frame. The shade cloth was still attached, just like it was. All I did was flip it over and pick the whole frame up and put it back over the strawberry bed. Nice talking to you too, Joshua. And I want to thank each and every one of you for coming into my live today. I appreciate it so much. I enjoy all of my subscribers, especially the ones that want to come in and spend time with me and chat with me and that kind of thing. gonna go watch TV so I can charge my phone. Have a great night, and I'll keep watching. Well, good, Sandra. I hope you do keep watching. Y'all have a blessed night. Have a blessed the rest of your Sunday. Sleep tight tonight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Have a blessed day tomorrow, and I'll see you on the next one. And don't forget, watch my video when it comes out in the morning. I'll get it up sometime in the morning. Bye now. See y'all later. Love you.